You know how people always say teenage pregnancies are mistakes? Well, mine wasn't. At least, that's what I used to tell myself. Looking back now, it sounds absolutely insane, but when I was 16, I wanted to get pregnant. I genuinely thought it was the best decision of my life. I thought I was mature. I was in love. I thought I could prove everyone wrong. There was this guy, Caleb, my high school sweetheart. We'd been together for over a year, and we used to have these deep talks about our future, marriage, an apartment, even baby names. I remember him saying, if we have a baby, it'll show everyone how serious we are, and I believed him. So, one day, I stopped taking my birth control. He knew. We both agreed. We thought we were doing something bold, something that made us grown-ups. And a few months later, that pregnancy test turned positive. I remember crying, like ugly crying, but in the happiest way possible. I was sure this was the start of something beautiful, that I was doing something brave and meaningful. Reality hit hard. The pregnancy was brutal. I was constantly sick, in and out of the hospital, bleeding, throwing up, catching infections. I lost count of how many times I sat in that hospital bed, hooked up to IVs, pretending I was strong. But inside, I was terrified. I'd stare at the ceiling thinking, what if I lose this baby? And sometimes, I'd wish I could just call my mom and ask, how do I do this? But my pride wouldn't let me. I wanted to prove I could handle it, even though I was just a scared kid trying to act like an adult. When my son, my little boy, Eli, was finally born, everything changed in a single heartbeat. The second I held him, I felt this flood of love I didn't even know was possible. And then right after that, fear. Because that's when it hit me. I was 16. And this tiny human depended on me for everything. I remember whispering, what have I done? Caleb tried to stick around. He really did. But between school, work, and a crying newborn, things started falling apart fast. We argued, we broke down, and eventually, he left. He didn't vanish though. He still showed up for our son. We co-parented the best we could, and somehow, over time, we found our way back to each other. He apologized, genuinely. We were older then, a little wiser, and a lot more humble. Years later, we got married, and honestly, he's an amazing husband now, and an even better dad. Eli's 5 now. He's this goofy, sweet, curious little boy who makes us laugh every single day. He's the light of our lives. But here's the thing I don't talk about often. Even with how good things are now, the guilt never really goes away. Sometimes I look at him and feel this ache, knowing I made a life-changing decision for him when I barely understood life myself. He didn't ask for two scared teenagers trying to figure it out. He didn't ask for the instability, or the judgment, or the chaos of those early years. I made that choice for him. I'll never regret him, not for a single second. But I do regret how unprepared I was. I regret thinking that love alone could fix everything. I just wanted to be loved so badly that I brought someone into the world before I was ready to love myself. Now, years later, I've worked my butt off to give him a good life, and he is happy, healthy, and loved beyond words. But deep down, I'll always carry that tiny bit of guilt that my greatest blessing came from one of the most selfish choices I ever made. I just hope that one day, when he's old enough to understand, he'll know that from the very start, even when I was lost, scared, and completely clueless, I loved him more than anything in the world.